morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Cold Winnipeg, minus 25.1 Celsius. Now, what's with all the parts? I thought we were finished. Well, we are. Kinda. Okay, some time ago, I'd sort of forgotten this, somebody had said if you're not going to be making the figures to go inside, I'd be interested in getting them. And this morning I checked my email and I got an email from somebody by the name of Tom. And Tom said, I'm still interested, or something like that. I can't remember word for word, but the idea is, yes, Tom, I'm going to send them to you. I got a label printed out here. I just got to find an appropriate box, probably an Amazon box, and I'll package them up and I'll send them to you, but it's not going to be today. In fact, it's probably not going to be until things warm up. Anybody who's watched a lot of my videos knows I don't like to go out in the wintertime with my car if I don't have to. It's going to be once I can get out and get over to the post office. Unless Tom, you can think of a different way you'd like them shipped. You know, like FedEx or But I think the mail is pretty good between here and your place. It's not that far. I've been to where you live twice. Interesting, but it's a long time ago. Anyway, let's get these packaged up and get them to you. I'll send along the instruction manual, of course, or not manual, but the pamphlet that comes with it that says what parts go with what parts. There's six sprues. There's a lot of people there. I think it's supposed to be 54 altogether, right? And yes, I have seen where people have done them up really nicely and appropriately put them in the inside, and it looked good. But that's just not my thing. It would frustrate me trying to paint them up. As I've said before, it would look like I have 54 clowns in the submarine. The only one we are going to use is the one that Gabe did. Very carefully now. I think I'll just put him over here so he's sort of looking at the torpedo being launched. Okay, now speaking of torpedo being launched, got another comment from somebody. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. It might have been Frank, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he said that he was sending me a couple of photos, and one of them showed where there was a hatch that was open in the front here. So I'm gonna check that out. Oh, by the way, I didn't get the email. I didn't get the picture, but I know what you're talking about. So we'll just check, and I'll see if I can find an appropriate place to drop this hatch in, so that it looks believable. But that's a good idea. So that hatch that was supposed to go inside the conning tower, maybe it's not going to go to waste yet. All right, this is plastic polish. I have several different types of polishes from my pen turning days, and this one is formulated for plastic and I guess acrylic. Now, you don't get much more plastic than this. So I think that we're going to give it a try. A couple of viewers, at least 2 viewers, mentioned, why don't you use one of your electric drills? It turns a lot slower than the Dremel. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I think of that? It's sort of a no-brainer, you know. I'm talking about the Dremel being too fast. Well, this one might be a little bit too slow, but it's going to be a lot faster than my rubbing on it. So I'm going to give it a try. Military Modeler Pulse indicated that it never works. And I can agree with that in a way. I think that what's going to happen, by the way, that this place in question is right here. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it in the roof. My plan is to try and get it so that it's not so flat looking, you know, that it looks a little bit, I don't know, less than what it is. I'm hoping it'll improve. We'll try that today. We'll use this polish here. A lot of people have suggested, well, some anyway, suggested toothpaste. Now, I have actually experimented with toothpaste in my pen turning. I had a series going on, I think it was called The Quest for the Perfect Shine. And I tried different types of polishes and stuff like that, and to try and bring out the acrylic pens like this type of stuff, okay? And one of the things that I experimented with was toothpaste. And it seems to me I got the plain, I went to the store and bought plain Crest toothpaste, just the white stuff. And yeah, it actually worked. It does have a grit in it when you sort of dilute it out, or all of these grits, all of these polishes, when you dilute them out so that you can sort of see the little granules in it and look through it through the microscope, you can actually see that it's gritty. Okay, enough about that. We will try that later. I think I've mentioned everything today. Yesterday we forgot to do this. All right, we are ready for Missy the dog, who will probably be by here in about a couple hours, I guess. She's coming later and later. That dog is sleeping in. Mind you, this weather I'd like to sleep in too, but I can't. I remember my mother, in her later years, she would often talk about how she was awake a lot. And she wasn't troubled by it, she just was mentioning it, she was awake a lot. And I find that as I get older, I sometimes will wake up 3, 4 in the morning, and I know that I'm not going to go back to sleep. You know the feeling. And so I get up. This morning wasn't that bad. But hey, that's life. At least I'm waking up. Yeah, bonus. Yeah, I think it was George Burns said when towards the end of his career, he was saying something to the effect of just waking up in the morning is a surprise, or something to that effect. It was funny the way he said it anyway. Okay, let's, what should we do first? Well, just for the fun of it, let's recompose and see if we can find an appropriate place. Well, I bumped this, now it's loose. I am such a klutz. And see if we can find a place to put this hatch. I want to be careful I don't drop it. It goes down inside and I can't get it back out. I don't think it can. Okay. Okay. Let's recompose here and check that out. Talk is cheap, and I do a lot of cheap talking. Okay, Tom, I'll send you these. Let me know if the mail is not okay for you. Like, I mean, Canada Post and the mail in wherever you are. USA. Where is that? Okay, enough silliness here. Okay. Now, could this be fastened in such a way that it would be believable as a hatch? I think it possibly could here. Something like this is kind of believable. It just adds more detail, and it covers up the fact that this flat piece here that is, I almost broke off, has push-out pin marks. I think it'll kind of cover those, won't it? Yeah, so that would be good. If I could use maybe just a little bit of Tamiya thick, Just have it kind of lean back. Kind of like this. I think once I get the Tamiya thick on right down here. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That is believable from this when you look at it from the side. Now this model is not going to be viewed from the top when it's mounted on the wall. It's going to be viewed pretty much from the side. So I think that'll be okay. I think I was about 15 years old when I was my tallest. And back then, Canada had not yet gone metric, and we did everything in inches and feet. And I was 6 foot and 1/4 of an inch tall. My dad was also about that tall. However, I've obviously shrunk. Now this is supposed to be me, right? So I haven't measured this yet, but I'm wondering how close to how tall would this guy be if he was 48 times taller? So let's just see if we can measure it here now. I got it set in inches, so. Okay, to the base. Okay, right now it is 1.388 inches. Now, how big would that be if we multiplied it by 48? Okay, 1.388 times 48 equals. Oh, he's a short little guy. Yeah, he's only 66 inches, 67 inches tall. Well, I was 72 inches, so this is just a little bit smaller, I think, than it should be. It could be the figures that I'm going to be sending to Tom are actually slightly larger than this. Now, mind you, with the base, yeah, with the base it'd be just about right. I wonder if maybe I could carefully paint that base with the 77 so that when I set it down here, it kind of matches up. It almost looks like maybe he was standing on something that was round. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Oh, we've got our hatch glued in place here. And I've also got it glued against the panel, so it'll sort of act like a little tripod. It'll brace itself, so there'll be less of a chance of me breaking this off if I brush it after it dries, of course. And I use the Tamiya regular glue, so it's going to take a while to dry, but by tomorrow it should be all right. Okay, let's move on. Let's see if we can do something with the acrylic now. Okay, I've got the light reflecting off of the plastic here, so this sort of shows up. If I don't do that, you can't really see this. It kind of blends in. And we've got our buffing wheel on here. If this I think is too slow, I'll use my other electric drill, which will go a little bit faster. We're just going to try it right here where it's the worst and see how that works. And I've shaken this up. You have to shake this up because what will happen is the grit will settle to the bottom over time. Like, this stuff is about 10 years old. All right. Oh, sure. Alrighty. No, is that going to be any better? I think it's slightly better. I wipe that clean. I'm just going to work at it a little bit longer and see what I can do here. Well, military muddler Paul, I got news for you. I would say that this is 90% better. Not perfect, but a lot better. There's a little bit down here still. Oh yeah, that's way better. Could be that mark is on the inside of the plastic. Okay, that is way better. Okay, I'm glad I took the time and took the chance, maybe I should say, and tried it. I can't get over at how much better this is than it was. Okay, we won't talk about that anymore. Okay, let's see what we can do here with our number 77. Okay, once again, this is where our friend Gabe would do a good job. I want to just come up with the 77. I don't want to be covering the shoes. So I'll just, well, I can see here on this shoe he did get a little bit of brown. So okay, if Gabe can do that, then I guess it's all right for me too. All right, let's just try it here. Now, once again, this is the same paint that is on the deck right now. So the idea is it should blend in. Don't know why I'm trembling. Could be that a more pointy brush would have worked better too. Sample a little bit more here. Okay, it doesn't matter if we get it on the masking tape, doesn't it? think we did pretty good. I'm not going to try and touch it up or make it any better. Oh, wait, maybe way in here. We're not going to see this anyway. Okay, I just wanted to see how good I could do here. All right, let's quit while we're ahead. Okay, I'm trying to set up here now to see what will be the best camera angle and so on for the big reveal. In other words, when I have the lights on. So the plan is to slide the camera along like this. Now, we won't be getting the reflection from the overhead lights like we are right now. And I think the camera should be lower. Yeah. Now, as long as my camera base doesn't catch on something, I should be able to go along fairly smooth. I do have another piece of cloth that I can put down, or even maybe a towel. I'd like to go as steady as I can. You know, something like this. Yeah, I think that's going to work out okay. But for the lights, I think the camera should be about another 3 or 4 inches lower. So I'm gonna have to come up with something other than this thing. Anyway, you get the idea. There is one other thing I could do, and that would be I have something that I could. I put a screw right here, and the thing swivels like this. But I don't know. I think that this will work out okay. I'm gonna have to have a figure out maybe for a backdrop. And I've got to darken the room so that basically only the inside lights are, or guy here, I think he fits pretty good right there. I'm not going to glue it down. I'm just going to set it there. And if anybody asks if that's to scale, I'll just say, well, it's a 5.5 foot sailor. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. What do we got here? It's almost 9:30. Missy the dog should be by any minute. Yeah. I can hardly believe we're at this place. Come on in, Missy.
Oh, she got the tail wagging.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's cold.
It is cold.
I think we're paying for that warm October and November we had. I don't think I'm going to go out and fuel the car today. I'm going to stay in the house and eat chocolate. It's like the Valentine's Day fortnight.
How long are we supposed to be keeping our Canadian flags out?
Oh, I think I'll take ours out down tonight probably.
Yeah, I would think that one day it'd be for sure, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably take it down tonight. I have to think about a flagpole.
You know, I was on Amazon. You can actually get a flagpole fairly inexpensively. One of those telescoping ones.
I mentioned that to Rainey and she said, well, you know that's like a lightning rod and the back balcony is made of wood. Well, that's true.
Well,
Merv's is up there, but it's got a cement base out in the middle of the field type of thing.
yeah, lightning is funny. You know, it doesn't. You know, you never see lightning rods anymore. You usually see lightning rods all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Well, 2 Canadians a year die of lightning strikes. Probably 20 in the United States. Or more, because they have a lot of summer there, and they have extreme weather that breeds tornadoes, so.
Well, Missy, how was that? Huh? Was that good? Time for a scratch?
Time for a scratch before we hit the road. The submarine is beautiful.
Thank you for coming, Missy.
You're the best, Uncle Ron. You got good stuff here.
See you later.
Thanks, Ron.
It is cold out there.
Whoa!
See you, Missy. Yeah, I don't want to have the door open any more than I have to. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, now we were going to try and get a backdrop here. I think I'm going to use I've got a roll of white paper. I think I'll use that. Yeah, that should work. I think we have earned the right to celebrate here. I made this last night. And it's another one of my double-decker pizzas. Seems to me the last time I did this I said I'm not going to do that anymore, but I don't know. Last night it seemed like the thing to do. I'll see if I can get it out of here now without it all falling apart. I should be able to pick it all up in one big piece. And I'll just going to be a disaster? No. Alright. Now what I plan to do with this is divide it into 8 pieces. I spaced my pepperonis around the outside, but now they're covered with cheese and I can't see where they are. It's not very good. I'm going to have to stand up here. Okay, so here's one and here's one, so we're going to go from here to here. That should be half. Okay, now we're going to cut it into 8ths. So what do we got going on here? Alright, we got ham, turkey, onions, and then 2 layers of crust, one on the bottom and one right there. Then we got pepperoni on the top and mozzarella cheese. Okay, this is mozzarella cheese right here and mozzarella cheese on the top. So that's what we got going on. Alright, I'm going to just cut this now into 8 pieces here. And I don't know if we're going to get it exactly right, but if I go like this, and then if I go like this, okay, you get the idea. Okay, I'm going to go warm one of these up. Maybe this bigger one here. I'm going to warm this up. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it. I was thinking about it, or thinking about mentioning it, but I snapped some pictures. They're not probably particularly any more revealing than what we've already seen over the last year or so, but I'm going to include them at the end of today's episode. And yeah, so today's episode is going to end a little bit different from the rest. However, today's episode is different. We've pretty much completed the submarine except for the shelf. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow when we start talking about the shelf.